Our first three priorities that we established last week, Monday, were first, we want to maintain public safety on all levels. We want to ensure that the high level and high quality of public safety that we have in the city of Monterey continues to exist, and we put all resources behind that to ensure that our first responders, which are police, fire, and to a lesser extent also public works crews, are remaining functional. In order to be a good community, in order to function as a community, we all need to feel safe, and we all need to trust our first responders to do the right thing and to be available to respond. So this is the first priority that we created early on into the COVID-19 crisis. The second priority that we also created was to direct our staff to remain responsive. What I meant by that is our staff is there to serve, and we are your public servants. And if you, the residents, the businesses, have needs, desires, questions, we need to remain responsive. So that was and is our other priority, our second priority. And the third priority we started working on last week as well was to start talking with the right groups about economic recovery. So last week, Monday, we initiated a collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce. And we started talking to the Chamber of Commerce and how we jointly can create a sustainable campaign that will help all our businesses across the region, specifically in the city of Monterey. At that time, we realized that we will have severe losses in all of our economic sectors, and it was important for us to start that initiative. And I'm proud to say that the Chamber of Commerce has stepped up to that challenge, and the Chamber of Commerce, together with the City of Monterey, has already held several meetings with business leaders to ensure that we are continuing our thinking and our initiatives to start up the economy once we are out of COVID-19. So let me reiterate. First priority last week was public safety. Second priority was remain responsive to our residents. Third priority was start talking and initiating the economic recovery process. After a long weekend, on Monday morning, we created the fourth priority, which basically is we gave our employees the directive, start working as normal as you can be from your new places of operation. What do I mean by that? Many of our employees are now staying home. Over the past weeks, we actually created a new network of computer systems and other systems to allow people to continue accessing their files at work, their electronic files at work. And so with this initiative, we ask our employees to start collaborating and working again on the projects, the initiatives, the ordinances, the tasks, etc., that were given to them prior to the previous week. So we have created a new normal that is basically based on literally dozens of meetings that are being conducted over the phone, over the internet, and also ensuring that with that we are remaining fully operational on many levels that normally you as the resident would not see immediately, but you might see some of the outcomes when they are being discussed in front of the city council, or when you see certain projects are going to start. So we keep working on those projects. So these are the 4 priorities right now that we have set. The shelter in place ordinance was issued first by the County of Monterey. And here's something that I think you may know, but I will still reiterate that. The County of Monterey is the responsible party for a shelter in place. The Monterey County Health Officer, Dr. Moreno, is the person who had the authority and who has the authority and the power to define what shelter in place means. He came out of the starting gate and issued that order a while ago. The state, Governor Newsom, then issued an additional order for shelter in place. So first, the order came from the County of Monterey. Second, the order came from Governor Newsom. Governor Newsom coined a few good phrases. What stands out of that was, let's meet the moment. Let's meet the moment head on. And the shelter in place ordinances, as well as the shelter in place order per executive order by the governor, are not contradicting each other. What is important to know that whenever the state is stricter than the county health officer's order, the state's shelter in place order will apply. Wherever the county shelter in place order is more strict, it will apply and will be well within the guidelines of the state. So when we received the shelter in place order, of course, there were a lot of questions by a lot of businesses trying to figure out what is actually allowed and what is not allowed. So over the past weeks, more clarification was being issued, and a lot of businesses are complying with that. I can actually say about 99% of all businesses were immediately compliant. We did receive a lot of input from residents who notified us and asked us about specific stores, shops, service levels that were provided, and residents had questions and asked us, can this shop XYZ still be open? In every single case, when we received a notification like that, we went into the shelter in place ordinance, looked up whether it applies or not, and if we felt that there was maybe a way of communicating that to the shop, we immediately went to them and told them, look, our understanding is you should not be operating. We have received, I can tell you, when we approach those businesses, 100% voluntary compliance. So that leads me to talking a little bit more about what shelter in place means. Shelter in place means really shelter in place. Stay at home. Use all precautions that are so widely advertised, distributed, explained all across different media channels. Use all those precautions. Stay home. Stay away from areas where a lot of people congregate. Yes, we have a beautiful recreation trail. We all know that recreation trail, but that may not be the place where you want to walk if you see 2, 3, 4 joggers coming by you and doing what joggers are doing. So find your new happy places. in Monterey and try to avoid areas where other people are walking or trying to get their physical exercise. A stroll in the neighborhood is a good stroll in the neighborhood. You do not have to go to your favorite park and 100 other people have the same idea like you. So please be respectful and stay home. Also, 99% of our folks are doing that, but it's utmost important in order to spread the virus to be conscientious of the stay in place order. Of course, we all have to go out and buy supplies. So find a way also of reducing the frequencies of your trips to the stores. If possible, do it just once a week or maybe every 10 days. Shop conscientiously. What I mean by that is be aware that what you touch, other people might have touched as well, and take precautions in wiping down the goods that you have purchased. Again, there's a lot of information out there of what you can do, and please comply with that and just switch in your head your thinking how to treat those goods that we are getting from the grocery stores. But keep the interactions in going to the grocery stores also at a bare minimum if possible. The Groceries Associations of California started a campaign 2 days ago, which they call Buy Smart, Don't Overfill Your Cart. There are enough supplies out there. We have inquired together with the Chamber of Commerce, with all our major grocery chains here in town, Andronico's, Safeway, Lucky's, Trader Joe's, etc. And yes, they always receive groceries every day. The supply chain is fully functional. Don't overfill your cart, buy smart. So that concludes what I wanted to talk about. Stay safe, shelter in place. I really believe that if we follow those directions and socially distance ourselves, we will really have an impact on flattening the curve. What that means is basically that we are keeping our healthcare system here on the peninsula functional by not overflooding them with patients and by not overflooding them also with people who are asking for tests. So the other here are the next few topics I wanted to talk about. As you all know, the stoppage of our local economy is affecting the city, is affecting everybody's finances. This morning, the Department of Labor spoke about a 30% unemployment rate that the country is currently experiencing. The mayor and I received communications from a local hotel, which is a very small hotel, and that we lost in that particular small hotel 107 employments, from banquet servers to maintenance staff to people who clean the rooms, etc. It is a small hotel, but 107 folks got a layoff notice. So our economy in our city has tanked. We are looking at the city finances right now, and what we are trying to do is we are trying to project our financial losses and what are the next steps are for the city of Monterey to remain afloat. As you know, we are hospitality based. Our transient occupancy tax or the hotel tax, as well as the sales tax, contribute to more than a third of our general fund. So we are working together with our finance teams on ways of organizing our city finances, getting an understanding of how much money we are losing, and finding ways of meeting the moment head on, meaning what measures can we implement as the city of Monterey to remain fiscally solvent and to also remain up to date and with our priorities and service levels. So we are planning on bringing forward to the City Council at the second meeting in April a proposal that basically is reflective of an honest, conservative assessment of the economic situation. We have a few suggestions that we will bring to the City Council. One of them that you have heard about is to suspend the NCIP program. That program is funded 16% out of the existing hotel tax, and we as staff will bring forward a proposal to suspend that NCIP program because we are in a fiscally challenging situation. We also will look at our existing CIP program and our future capital improvement programming, and we'll find there ways also to bring those funds back into the general fund to keep our service levels going on a minimal level or on a full-blown level with respect to public safety. So there are options for the city of Monterey out there. And all this we are trying to figure out right now. We have run several scenarios where we basically are looking at days or months when we think the economic recovery can start. But our guess is as good as your guess right now. And so we're covering all options that we feel we can cover. And again, stay tuned. In April, in all likelihood, the second meeting of April, we will bring forward a lot of those proposals and solutions. So what else is the city doing? We are operational, as I stated earlier. We are responsive, as I stated earlier. Just because the sports center is closed doesn't mean you cannot exercise. And so what we have created are different programs that you can participate through the internet and exercise with our exercise coordinators. You can do it live, or you can download the YouTube video and exercise with a team. Just because the sports center is closed doesn't mean you cannot exercise. The library is closed, but again, our programs are now being provided through different means. We have a librarian reading stories to children. We have audiobooks that you can download. We have videos that you can stream through the library access points. We have a bunch of initiatives in the library as well that ensure that those recreational programs still are being provided. Our teams are still cleaning restrooms and public facilities. Our building maintenance staff is still out there repairing our facilities in case they need it. We are still conducting building inspections for those facilities that are providing essential services. The example is if there is a remodel for a new doctor's office that wants to open by April 1st, that work is exempt from the shelter-in-place order, And we'll make sure that our inspectors are out there inspecting the work to ensure that those health professionals remain operational or can become operational. So a lot of those things are being done on a day-to-day basis, and including the city manager's office, you will always find someone in our office here working. We have started also very early on, I believe, actually last week, Monday, a daily media call. At 11 o'clock every single day, we are talking to the media through a telephone conference call, and we are just updating them about the previous day and the current day and what we plan on doing tomorrow. Our PIO, Lori Huelga, does a great job in keeping track on all of that, because I frankly cannot keep track of all the things that we are doing at the same time. So the media call for me always is something, oh yeah, that happened actually in the last 2 hours. I knew it, but we are moving on in such a fast pace right now that sometimes those things are being overlooked. Our media call summarizes that very, very nicely. And you will see that result of those media calls in daily reports that you find in the Monterey Herald. The Monterey Herald participates on those media calls, as well as KAZU, which is the local NPR station, as well as KION, KSBW, the Monterey County Weekly, and Voices of Monterey Bay as well. So, but I can tell you right now, the Herald has in its daily edition always something that they picked up from our daily media call. So it's important for us to talk to the media, tell them what we are doing, being absolutely transparent about what we know, and also being absolutely transparent about what we don't know. And I can tell you that the media across the board is doing an incredible, responsible job in sharing those information that we share with them on their channels. So daily media calls will ensure that we tell the story as we think the story needs to be told. Also, what we do every day, and you see this coming to your inbox usually between 5 to 7 p.m., Lori is putting together a daily COVID update. Now, you get flooded with everybody else telling you what to do about COVID-19, and you have seen your inbox filled with all of that. Our updates are brief. We try to stick to a point or to 3 points, communicate that, and then let you go again to other topics. So we are sending those updates out also daily, and we are blasting them through our email list. If you haven't signed up for that, please sign up for that. We are sending this also through the other social media channels, including Nextdoor and Twitter and Facebook, etc. So those daily updates will continue, and you will hear from the city very brief messages to just also not overwhelm all of us with all the flood of informations that we get. So I'm coming now to the end of my update. It's almost 30 minutes long, I just realized. But what I like to close on before we take some questions is, please take care of yourself. We need to be always mindful that this is still going on, but we still have to take care of ourselves. Take care of your families. Don't forget your neighbors. Maybe the neighbors that need most of your attention. Give them a call. Figure out what you can do to help them. It's a new routine, but it's utmost important that you find your new routine and stick to it. I encourage all of us to share positivity. Identify what makes sense to you. Please ignore those who share negativity. because negativity doesn't bring us forward. Looking past into the past is not helpful, as it's helpful looking positively into the future. And last but not least, allow me to say, find the right balance. Find the balance between breaking news on CNN and find the balance between breaking news on CNN and watching the Hallmark Channel. It's important to disconnect. It's important to find that spot where your mind is being taken off the constant information that is coming from all channels at you. The city is fully functional. We have set a course. We are following that course, and we are happy and proud to serve all of you. With that, I open it up to some questions that our team will has received so far and will read to me. Thank you.
Hello, Hans. We actually don't have any questions coming in at this time. We know there have been some audio challenges, but we'll be posting the video with a clear audio feed later this morning. But there aren't any questions from the public.
Okay. So again, if you have questions, please feel free to send us a question through our known channels. We will be responding to every single question that we receive. And we also are recording this interaction, this mornings with the city manager, and you can rewatch this on YouTube as well as on Facebook Live. That's all what I have for today. If there are no other questions, I'm signing off, and I hope you all have a great day and stay safe. Thank you.